Hey guys, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Look, the transfer window is now officially closed. Yes, there are some different permutation in regards to it's open for still championship teams and some parts of Europe, but any sort of movements within the Premier League teams is now off the market. But look, nonetheless, it hasn't been the most blockbuster transfer deadline situation for Chelsea because we've already done a whole heap of purchases earlier on, thankfully, which I'll do a video on later on. Today's video, what I want to really focus on is all the outgoings and one possible incoming that we were still expecting, but it never materialized. So first of all, I want to talk about Ruben Loftus Cheek, guys. Ruben Loftus Cheek has got himself a season-long loan deal with Fulham. Personally, I think it's a very, very good opportunity for him. I know there's a lot of fans out there that are a little bit divided about the whole situation. Some wanted him to go to Leeds, some Brighton, some wherever else. Only, I suppose, for the fact that those managers play possession-based football, tactical football, and we've already seen Ruben Loftus Cheek thrive under Sarri, and perhaps a manager like that could have got a lot out of him. But for me, the way I look at it is that Fulham, it's in London, so it's convenient for Ruben Loftus Cheek. Scott Parker he doesn't play boring football with Fulham. Fulham do try to play possession-based football. The biggest issue is at the moment is defensively, they're absolutely clueless. But this opportunity for Ruben Loftus Cheek, guys, I feel like he will definitely be the star man in Fulham. That's a big name for them. I don't think anyone in their midfield could compare with Ruben Loftus Cheek. So already he becomes the most important player for them, in my opinion. And he should get game time. And hopefully that he takes this opportunity and really helps out Fulham to get out of the rot they're in at the moment and help them move up the ladder. And you never know if this turns out good for him, in terms of goals, assists, and being able to drive Fulham from the bottom of the table to somewhere respectable. Hopefully, this could be a fantastic opportunity for Ruben to get the headlines, I suppose, and hopefully next season he can come back and completely demand his position with Chelsea. So I'm excited about this loan deal. Just the way Barkley is doing really, really well in Aston Villa, albeit one game, but he's already looking at home over there. Hopefully Ruben Loftus Cheek can have similar sort of feelings in Fulham, and we get the best out of him next season. I still haven't given up on him. Now, moving into some other sort of outgoings, Bakayoko, he's got himself a loan deal for a season with Napoli, which is perfect. I suppose, look, Bakayoko is never going to get an opportunity with Chelsea, so that's a good deal for Bakayoko. I think after this season, he's probably got one more year left, or maybe he's going on free. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Maybe he's got one more season left, so hopefully we can sell him off after that. I don't think even if he has a fantastic season in Napoli, I can't picture him coming back to Chelsea. Now, in terms of Emerson, Alonso, look, guys, I really expected one of these guys to have gone by now. With Emerson, there was some last-minute sort of situation with Juventus. It didn't materialize because we were asking for a lot more money. With Alonso as well, same thing. There was an opportunity to go to Inter Milan, but once again, we didn't like the deal, apparently. Now we're stuck with Ben Chilwell, Emerson and Alonso, and I don't know if this is a very, very good scenario to have. Chilwell's undoubtedly going to be the number one left-back. Alonso, after the recent issues with Frank Lampard, I can't really see how he gets an opportunity ever again with Chelsea. And Emerson, he's so inconsistent. Sometimes he looks great against Barnsley, he looked great, and then when he played against Tottenham, that issue in defensive, the way Spurs equalised was a lot to do with him not tracking back. But more than anything, to be honest, what I'm worried about is by keeping these players, you can possibly end up having an unrest in the team, I feel like, because these players are probably not going to see that much game time. Perhaps maybe Emerson being the sort of backup left back, but Alonso, for example, he'll see no game time, and you never know what these players could be up to. Chaos, going to social media or interviews with other media outlets. Like, the last thing Frank wants is any sort of unrest, any chaos on players that simply don't get an opportunity, which rightly so they shouldn't, because they're not good enough. Now moving on to Rudiger, just to add on to this whole situation, Rudiger apparently had the opportunity to go to Spurs, and even West Ham came in late. But once again, he's supposedly been said that he didn't want to take the Spurs opportunity because he didn't want to let down Chelsea fans. Some reporters are also saying that Chelsea, they wanted him to sign a loan extension, a contract extension, so they can loan him out. But Rudiger didn't want to do that. He simply left an option for Chelsea to only sell, not loan. So I don't know what's going on there, but bottom line, Rudiger, he hasn't featured one bit in this season. He really should have made the most out of this opportunity the last minute to go and find somewhere. I don't know what has happened there, whether it's wage demands, whether it's personal issues, but this is another situation where we've got 5 centre-backs and it's not ideal. Right at the end, Tomori was getting forced out because of the whole Rudiger situation, and Tomori declined as well. And mind you, in my perspective, the way I look at it is Zuma and Thiago Silva are the main combination. Then you've got Tomori as the backup, along with probably Andres Christensen. And they should only be featuring maybe when there's injuries or lack of form dip, or in the cup games. Predominantly, really, it's really going to be Zuma and Thiago Silva. So I don't know how Rudiger gets an opportunity, and honestly, he really should have left. But this is another situation where you don't want player unrest, and Rudiger's come out and said he wants to apparently fight for the Chelsea. He wants to come back, fight for his position. He thinks he can make a comeback, but honestly, I don't see how that's happening. Now what I want to talk about is the whole midfield situation. There were some rumours around Jorginho perhaps leaving. That's been dismissed completely. He didn't go to Arsenal. We're keeping him 100%. And Arsenal ended up getting Thomas Partey, and that's a fantastic signing for them. Thomas Partey for Atletico Madrid has been fantastic. He's actually been one of the best holding midfielders over the last couple of seasons. So that's a champion purchase from Arsenal. And there was a link between Declan Rice. Are we going to put in a last minute effort on Declan Rice? And it looks like Declan Rice deal is probably not happening either. Guys, all the rumours throughout this transfer window about Declan Rice possibly coming in, that's not happening anymore, which now leaves an opportunity for Frank now. He's been very vocal. I suppose not vocal, but he's been showing signs that he's not content with the midfield, especially with Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho, that they're all none of them are really holding midfielders, and he wants a holding midfielder, and that's why he was going for Rice. And now that he doesn't have Rice, I think he needs to find a solution. I think we saw kind of the solution against Palace. If we can see Jorginho play like that along with Kante week in, week out, then we should be okay. The way he pressed, the way he was, his energy was high in a high tempo match. His passing was a lot more crisper, and it wasn't just side to side. And if it was side to side, it was quick. So, the solution is there within our team without Rice. We've bought so many players in this transfer window. I'm pretty sure, Frank has addressed so many issues, and the club has backed him. Roman has backed him on this. And just because we didn't get Declan Rice, this isn't the end of the scenario for us. I'm sure all the players that we already have should be more than enough to see us through. And I'm pretty certain we're probably going to go back to Declan Rice in January or down the track in the next summer window. So, guys, that's pretty much all the situation that's happened. Ruben Loftus Cheek has gone to Fulham, which I think is fantastic. Bakayoko has gone to Napoli. Emerson, Alonso, Rudiger stays, so I don't know how that works out. All these left backs and all these centre backs, and Jorginho staying, which I'm hoping that the consistency comes back from Jorginho, as I said. So, guys, let me know what your thoughts are about all of these movements that has happened in the transfer deadline. How do you feel about Ruben Loftus Cheek loan deal to Fulham? Let me know, what your thoughts about, Bakayoko deal, Emerson and Alonso and Rudiger staying with us, and the whole, midfield situation. Do you still want to go for Rice, or do you think we've got enough? I will do another video about all the transfers that we've done so far, and give a an objective view of how our transfer window has been in this summer window. to close things up. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. I'm only a few subscribers away from 2,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. And hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.